a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9, a 10, 11, a 12. The Kira Soltanovich Show.
The Kira Soltanovich Show.
No, you don't do it.
Hey, welcome to the Kira Soltanovich Show, and I'm your host, Kira Soltanovich. I don't know why I took such a deep breath on that. I know how long my name is and how much effort it takes. Here we are in the studio again with a sweet, sweet red-headed man. Wonderful, amazing red hair on his head and his face. It's Matt McCarthy. He is not only tremendously funny, but just a sweetheart, for crying out loud. We've hung out before. We've done some shows before. A lot of them were like set list or prompter. A lot of improv, off top of your head shows, and he's just amazing. I really loved our chat. I could have chatted him with him for so much longer, but you know, Aaron, always doing nothing. He did nothing. He was just sitting there. No, we had to go. We had a great time. Talked about his 11-week-old son and his son's penis, of course. You know, guys and their junk. It always comes up. We chatted about, our love for urine, and I'll just leave it at that. Aaron is shaking his head right now. Aaron, I don't write these. I just kind of say them.
I know.
If I had time to maybe plan it or maybe do like alliteration or maybe write it in a sonnet form, but I don't. So this is what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy my chat with new dad, Matt McCarthy. Okay. Well, first I want to ask you, do you believe in categories of, I even hate saying this, like alt? Mainstream comment? Like, do you believe in like, that's a person that's a meltdown, hangs out?
Yeah, but that's only because but that's more the venues.
I agree. But do you consider yourself more one than the other?
Only because I just play more alt rooms just because that was what I started doing.
Okay.
Because I started in New York and it was like, if you want to do the clubs, you had to do Bringer shows or Barker shows.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even know there was a difference till I was already like a few years into doing shows. It was just comedy to me.
Right.
And then it was like, I just started getting booked on shows. Those are just the shows I could get booked on. Because other comics would see me at mics or whatever and be like, oh, you're really funny. You should come do my show.
Right.
So it's just doing like bar shows.
Well, the reason I ask is because I like doing the Meltdown, but the only shows I've done at the Meltdown are set list. I don't get booked for any other shows.
Yeah, but you would destroy if you did like the Meltdown or Hot Tub or
I did Hot Tub once.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It was fine. I did okay. Like it wasn't. Mm-hmm. But the reason I bring that up is because when I first met you and we were just kind of like hanging out backstage, whatever, green room, I was like, oh, okay, so Matt is like an approachable person who is very nice, very funny.
Thank you.
Does not have this kind of like, look, I don't know why you're talking to me because I have a beard. Do you know what I mean? Like
I do know the type of guy you mean.
It's almost like I have this beard to keep people at a physical distance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I get that a lot from alt people because I don't really hang out in. Again, I think it is a venue thing because I have seen. I always say Tommy John again because he's such a good example.
Right.
He is very mainstream.
He's a mechanic
who kills.
Yeah.
Anywhere. I don't care if it's just a laundromat, an alt room, an improv. Kid's birthday party.
But you're definitely right though because I've seen guys and gals who. I'm like, yeah, I can see why this isn't going well at a club. And like, yeah, I can see why this isn't going well at UCB. Right.
But I'm talking specifically you, because we were talking about your manager saying, I don't know who you are. And I actually got the opposite. I got the opposite, but I understand where she's coming from because she's thinking of things in a linear, businessy way, and I'm more like a touchy-feely person. So, like, when I first met you, I was like, oh, I totally get this person's energy, and he's so just, like, inviting, like, I just want to have a good time. And there's some people, the minute you meet them in the alt rooms, and this could happen at a Laugh Factory as well, that are very like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you buy that at the Gap? Yeah, we're not going to be hanging out.
Bullshit.
Like, immediately, like, I can already tell your style is not my style.
Well, I mean, there's differences between the audience, because you get, I guess if the alt rooms, they're comedy fans and they're there, they know that they're watching a show and they appreciate that you're trying to be funny, whereas like a club, it's just a night out drinking.
Right.
It's just something to do, and
I feel like
there's more of a fight at the clubs.
Yes. I feel like at a club in LA, though, now it's more like, hey, who's going to stop by? Like, it's very, like in an alt room.
But then that's a struggle too, because you're like, I never heard of you. Prove it.
Very true.
You know, I also have the struggle too, where I go up on stage and people think I'm Louis. And then I'm like, it's a double hole to dig out of, because they're pissed off with me that I'm not.
Oh my God, that's so... I would never think that, but now...
Ugh, it happens to me so often, it's disgusting.
Because for people who don't know, Google Matt, redhead. Actually, I think your email is like something redhead.
McCarthy, redhead. Well, I was on Louis because of that. Like, it's like...
Did you play a relative?
No, his doppelganger. Where, like, something happens to him in a store, and then they go and watch the security footage, and it's me. And he's like, that's not me.
I saw that episode.
Right.
I saw that episode.
Right. And everybody's like, no, that's you, dude. He's like, that's what I look like?
I totally saw that episode.
That's me.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Funny, right?
So then, how do you let them down easy? You just go into Louis' material? Might as well, right?
I know, I should.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, if I was...
jokes.
I just need to be a better comedian and like have something. I have a way to address it and deal with it.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying about you, is like, you're the same on and off stage, where I need to get better at that.
Well,
I need to bring more of the off stage on stage, instead of just going on stage and being like, here's the routine and this is it. But that's not to say I can't improvise and be myself. I can do that. Like, I need to marry the two.
It's weird, because I think you are yourself. But that's what I was saying.
I need to be better at it.
You need to be better at being you.
I need to be better at being me.
You need to black it up a little bit. Can you be more black?
Can you say that a little blacker? I've been on shoots where people have gotten that direction, and I'm like, oh, I'm so lucky I'm just this leprechaun-looking loser. Can I swear?
I can't say leprechaun, that's for sure. Those people are litigious, and they come after you.
They're coming at you.
The emails, I mean, to read through a leprechaun's email, you got to get through all the
I know. Well, the body of the email is usually very short.
Very tiny. Can I tell you a leprechaun sketch that I wrote for the Groundlings that I think sealed the deal for them?
Did you do a sketch?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No. I had a comic here that was in the Sunday Company, a friend of mine for many, many years, Aaron Cater. Do you know Aaron Cater?
I don't know.
We did Groundlings, and it never worked out.
Well, you're just so... It's you that I want to see. I don't want to see you be somebody else.
Well, I was a leprechaun, so I pitched a sketch.
You were the leprechaun in the sketch?
I know.
This
Leprechauns
is already
can
a problem.
be Jews. Why not? You're being narrow-minded. So it was my husband and I at a parent-teacher conference.
A Russian
and
Jew
we
leprechaun.
were covered in green body, makeup, our hands and face.
Wait, you
and all
painted your skin green?
Oh, I commit. And
leprechauns don't have green skin.
I don't see color.
That's beautiful.
So stupid. So we had our little leprechaun outfits on, and it was a PTA meeting, and all the parents were sitting around, and there was a black couple, and there was a white couple, and there was
a green couple.
And there was us, the green couple.
Unreal.
And we were talking about things like how to raise money for the school dance and for like a new library, and the one parent says we should do a car wash, and then I was just like, fire TT, we have a pot of gold or some bullshit that I don't remember the jokes, but they were like around like leprechaun-y stuff, and boy oh boy did they really hate me, like everybody the Groundlings hated me.
Wow.
Yeah, I felt it. Like I could sense it. I could feel the hatred.
Really?
Yeah. So, anyways, remind me of leprechauns. But
I want to see you. I don't want to see you be a leprechaun.
Well, that's
I'm a good actor.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me. I'm like, do people just want to see me do something else and not be me? That's a concern.
Really?
That's just like a neurotic, insecure artist thing. Like, do people not want me?
But when you're on stage, you feel that you're just being you as a comic? No.
No, when I'm on stage, it's the only time I feel that is when I'm going into like some of this, drier material where I'm like,
Right.
this is just a joke. This has nothing to do with like, why am I talking about this? It's like I finally, my manager articulated that dread for me, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what's going on in my head because like sometimes because they can smell it on you, the audience, if you're like, oh, you don't believe this type of thing.
No, yeah.
Just being funny to be funny as opposed to speaking from the heart.
Yes. And going back to the venues,
Mm-hmm.
if you are trying to just be funny, certain audiences like at the Meltdown are like, you're trying to be funny. We want to see you work through the process. So sometimes what I have to do is I do my material that I know kills in clubs, and then I pretend like I don't know what I'm going to say at the lyric.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or at the
But at the
Meltdown
same
or whatever.
time, if I'm doing like a club, it's like they take everything literally, and you're like, what? As opposed to like there's no irony at all.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah.
It's too. They take it at face value. It's like, oh, this is who this. Like they want.
Well, they're probably like, why is Louis C.K. being ironic?
Right.
Just do your jokes, Louis.
Fuck, man. I gotta shave my whole body. That's what it is.
Boy, that would not do it. That would not change anything.
The funniest thing is we don't look anything alike.
You don't, but now that's all I'm thinking about and that bit. And I know exactly that episode because there was like a surveillance camera.
Right.
It was up in a corner, and it's so obviously not Louis, but
well, that's the funniest thing too is because like he climbs up on the ladder when we're shooting the thing just to like look through the lens to see how it looks, and he starts dying laughing. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you have so much more hair than I do. We look nothing alike. Because I was in a cable commercial that ran a bunch a couple of years ago for Fios.
Vios.
Fios.
Oh, Fios.
Vios.
The knockoff of Vios.
The poor man Fios. And like people thought, he said that people thought it was him. He said like his brother-in-law called him on the phone and was like, hey, I saw the cable commercial you'll do. And he's like, no, that's not me. He's like, yeah, come on, it's you.
Oh my God. Yeah.
How funny.
You should definitely just, you gotta dye your beard black. And, I mean, there's lots of stuff you can do.
There's lots of things.
Prosthetic nose or chin or eyes or...
Well, that's the other thing is he has a goatee. He has a Van Dyke. I have the full beard.
Yeah. People don't know what that means.
No.
You need to get like a Vulcan ears.
Goatee is just the thing on the chin.
No, I know.
You know.
I have one.
Russian Jew.
I absolutely. You need to get like Vulcan something. You need to do something.
I need to do something.
Yeah. Remember that Brian Regan bit, Flipper's evil cousin Zipper? We had like a scar across his dolphin face. That's what you need. You need to be like the evil Louis C.K.
Evil Louis.
Evil Louis. Speaking of making people that look like you.
Yeah.
Do you like that segue?
Look at you.
You sent me a picture of your baby.
Jack Thomas McCarthy, man to be reckoned with.
Man, he looks exactly like Louis C.K.
I fell over.
You knew that was coming. Come on.
I did not.
You did not. He looks just like you. This is a little itty bitty dude.
He's a little itty bitty. He's teety tiny.
How old is he? I hate saying how old is a baby because it just sounds so counterproductive.
But he has an age.
I know. How many weeks is he?
11 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is week 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Did he come on time or early or what was his deal?
Well, he did. He was breached, so we had to have a emergency C-section.
And they didn't know he was breached before? Do you guys have Obamacare where that doesn't come with ultrasounds?
No, we have that SAG insurance.
Oh, that is really good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, from all those Fios commercials.
He was facing the wrong way, and then he had switched, and then also like my wife could feel it, him kicking on the side, and he's moving around. And then by the time it came to go time, he was facing the wrong way, and she had no signs of pre-labor. Nothing. No contractions. Nothing.
No bitchiness.
Nothing. Nothing.
Zero. But like this is like on his due date, or when is this?
It could have been his due date, but we wound up doing it a few days earlier.
Okay.
On the Friday, so it was November 6th.
Okay, okay. Well, if he was breached, then yeah, pretty much.
It was go time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was she thinking? Was she freaking out? There's you walk into the hospital, there's 2 people, you leave.
There's 3.
There's 3.
Yeah. We were freaking out.
Yeah? Like
it's
what?
Our first kid. I mean, it's
you guys wanted this kid, right? Let's just clear that up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We showed up, we thought we were getting an abortion, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, it's a cesarean.
Like, this is weird. No
you're doing this wrong.
Yeah.
Why are you giving him to me?
No. He should just be used for stem cell
just
research.
put him in the litter.
In the litter, in the rubbish, in the bin. So, but you guys planned what I'm saying. Because I always ask
we
comments.
Planned it.
Because I remember
it was less, it was more, we said to each other, if it happens, it happens.
Okay. Boy, did it
I got her
happen.
pregnant that day.
No.
Literally.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, people don't believe it. Like the day we were like, if it happens, it happens. And then the timing works out perfectly.
That's great.
I know.
So good.
It's like comedy. Because you get these couples, when you're trying to be funny, you're not funny. When you're trying to have a kid, then you get these couples like, oh, we've been trying.
Right.
If you're not trying, that's because you're relaxed.
Yeah.
And you're yourself. And then like, oh, I knocked her up. Yeah. Of course.
Well, I was trying for many years not to get pregnant.
And you couldn't help it.
Many years.
Look at you.
And then
you're so fertile.
And then, my husband and I were like, when I was, had to convince him. No, he was on board, but there's always a little bit of like, all right.
It's daunting.
I know. And women probably are just as nervous about it, but we have just a little edge of like,
you're wired for it.
Yes, exactly. We have the chemicals that are happening all the time. So it was like 2 months. So we were trying technically, but it was both kids 2 months.
Trying's the funnest part.
Trying was fun. But actually it really kind of was exciting. It was a little bit like, like a Mission Impossible.
Were you doing like all that stuff on TV where you like hug your legs and shit? And wait,
what kind of TV are you?
Can I swear?
Do you mean porn or do you actually mean TV?
No, I mean that thing where you like
those porn infomercials.
Like in The Big Lebowski when he plants his seed and then she's like hugging her legs and rolling on her back type of BS.
Yeah, yes, I did.
You did? So you knew what I'm talking about. Why are you pimping me out?
I like to give you a little bit of the what for.
You're full of beans.
You put your legs up over your head.
I'd like to see that.
Hey, could do that right now. You put your legs up right over your head. Did your wife didn't do that?
No, man.
No, because you guys were just kind of like,
we were like, whatever,
relax, it's easy like Sunday morning. Yeah, I was doing everything. But again, not anything crazy because it's not like, oh no, I won't be able to make a baby. It was just like, all right, so we want to do this? Okay, great. You got to track your ovulation, all that bullshit. You guys didn't do any of that.
We didn't do a thing.
Oh my gosh!
We said, hey, if we get pregnant, let's get pregnant, and then it's one of the first times I've ever ejaculated inside my wife, and then sure enough.
See, so that's
I'm a potent man.
Yeah, well, that's good then that you didn't do that before.
Well, that's what. Well, the only other time we tried that was she got the Nuva ring. Mm-hmm. You know that birth control nonsense.
Yeah,
and that made her crazy.
Yeah, it's all the worst.
And also, at one point, it wound up on me.
Oh my God! What?
I get out of there, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is this thing?
The Nuva cock ring.
Stuck on me.
Wow, how far?
And it burned. It was horrifying.
Fucking? I mean, there's just one area.
Look, I don't know. I don't know biology.
You make a left and then a hard right? Where are you going with your penis?
Just in there.
But isn't there a sign?
Minding my own business.
There should be a sign on your wife's vagina, no outlet. Like, are you trying to like?
No, there's a neon sign that says eats.
Come on.
I got him.
You're wearing a shirt with a Bible verse on it.
Austin 3:16 is not from the Bible. It's from Monday Night Raw.
I'm a Jew. I know.
You know.
So you got the Nuva ring on you. Please tell me you Instagrammed that.
This was before Instagram.
Oh, come on.
This is back in like 07 or 08.
All right. I'll let it slide. That's frightening.
Yeah, it was frightening.
Have you ever had
And then she stopped taking it. She's like, this is making me nuts. It was like messing with her hormones.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she felt normal again.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think all birth control is pure evil.
It really
100%. It's necessary, and I did use, when I was like in college, I was on the pill and all that.
I forget why she never did the pill with us. It was again, it was like it made her nuts or something.
All of it is evil.
Yeah.
Evil, crazy thoughts.
It's unnatural.
Because it's like you're taking these hormones again.
Right.
Take them every day. And that's not what your body does every day.
I knew girls in college who would get like a shot, and it's like you're infertile for like 6 months. I was like, that doesn't sound.
Oh, no. So
right.
they were on heroin. That's why.
That's why
they were infertile. Do you remember the Star Trek thing where they put like 3 bars under your skin? That was a thing.
Really?
Yes. Aaron, you fuck a lot, Aaron.
I try.
It's the try.
I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up now. But it's like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Totally.
And you can see them. It's like those crazy people that put horns under their head. It's the same kind of
it's
idea.
Like some Lady Gaga shit.
Yes. So they like just stick them right under the skin, and it emits a hormone throughout your body.
I don't
the
like
patch,
that.
all of it is crazy. And of course, chicks have to have it,
right?
Not dudes.
Do you know how many pills they would sell if it made a guy like not able to make a girl pregnant? I don't know why. Do they make that?
There's a switch now. Did you see that on
the switch?
Is that
Facebook?
real though?
I don't know. I don't click those articles.
There is a pill that will not make a girl pregnant. Is that what you said? Is that how you worded it?
That a guy could take?
There's something a guy can do to not make a girl pregnant. You have zero money. She will not have sex with you.
I don't know.
Zero money.
Just do like that Irish Catholic rhythm method nonsense.
The rhythm is going to get you? That's what you got to listen to.
The Catholics
that song.
are going to get you. Spotlight.
I thought it was you have to listen to that song while having sex. That's not it?
If that song's on, forget it. I'm done in 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, that's not going to work then. But you guys made a baby.
We did.
How are you feeling? Tell me what's on your mind. What are your fears? Are there any concerns?
Well,
you're in a safe place.
It's funny. Last time I talked to you, I said my big fear was that we would have to get a C-section, and then we did.
So what does that tell you about the secret?
Mental projection.
You manifested it.
I made it happen.
Why was that a fear?
It just sounds scary. Surgery sounds scary.
Yeah.
Glennis had also never. That was the first time she'd ever had surgery.
Yeah. And was it scary?
It was very scary, because I didn't realize, because she's in there alone meaning not with me. Like, I had to wait in the hall before, they did the spinal tap and they did the,
why?
I guess not spinal tap, just the spinal, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they make the first incision, then I can go in.
Why don't they want you there for that first incision?
Beats me.
Oof. Something happened
and
once.
then she's strapped down to the table with her arms spread out. Did you have C-sections?
No.
Oh, it's horrifying.
I mean, I was spread out, but just different.
God bless you. And then I come in, and then there's a big, it's the midsection is just draped off. You can't see it. The whole team is over there.
Yeah.
And then it's, she was really nervous, and then I was like, I had my phone. And I was like, why don't we play some music? And I put on Pennies from Heaven.
Why?
And then that was the song. I hit play, and that was the song. And then didn't even get halfway. The song's like 2.5 minutes. Didn't even get halfway through it. Boom! The kid's screaming, and then there he is, Jack. Happy birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then they bring them over to you guys immediately?
No, I went over to where they're weighing them and cleaning them. Also, just looking at the wall because I don't need to see.
You don't want to see the guts.
I don't need to see my wife's organs.
Oh my God.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
And there was a med student, like before they're like, oh, is it okay if this girl comes in and observes? We're like, yeah, sure. He's given her a tour, like, this is the liver, this is that. And we're hearing that. And I'm like, will you wrap it up? Lock it down, Doc.
And of course, it's like a goody two-shoes student that wants to impress everybody and starts like,
Right.
oh, I see, the liver, and starts going over all the stuff. It's
Oh,
like,
and
no extra time.
Plus our OB, he was very, pompous was the best word for him. So, like, we're in the pre, labor room. And he starts quizzing her. He's like, so what are the different levels of the skin? Not the skin, the different levels of the body.
Right.
I don't even remember. So she's like, and he's like, you're making it too complicated. What's the first level? And she's like, the skin. And then he's all right, what's under the skin? And then what's below that? And then she gives us something. And he's like, no, you've gone from here to here. What's in between those two things?
What scary country is he from?
He's from Ireland, but he's like got much more of an English accent.
Uh-huh.
Got a very refined.
Okay.
He's like, the McCarthys. Well, they were lords in County Cork. Here's a map I have of Long Island.
Oh, my
Long Island Sound off of Cork, where I would sail my boat. And yes, well, Dublin. It's interesting. Pompous, like, been doing it longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we come in with our birth plan. He doesn't even want to look at it, laughs at it. He's like, oh, let me guess. It says, I want to do a natural birth unless I can't. And then I want to avoid a C-section unless we have to have a C-section. And then he might as well have crumpled it up and like thrown it at my wife's head. And then at the end of the session, he's like, he's opening the door and he's like in a movie, he's about to walk out and he's like, oh, and we can't deviate from the birthing plan. And then laughs and closes the door. And all I'm thinking is like, wow, I wish you had to go to lunch with my wife now. Yeah. Oh, she loved that.
Where did you guys find him? Is he like central casting?
It was, when it's all said and done.
Did he send you his reel?
He's the best.
I understand.
We started off with one OB. It's so funny. We didn't even think to go on Yelp to look at reviews.
Yeah, see.
And then when we went on, this first woman we went to, 1 star.
What's her name?
Should I say her name?
Well, okay, let me ask you this.
It's in Burbank.
Okay, then it's not her. Or maybe it is. Is it a hard last name to pronounce?
It's 2 last names together.
Oof. All right. All right, just say it. Just say it.
Delphine Baptiste.
No. All right.
We went in, and it's like, she's an OB, and you could also get like
your tires rotated.
No, a skin peel. You could get like laser stuff done on your skin as well.
No, that's shady right there.
One of the examining rooms, there was a broken Xerox machine in the room. This is what I'm saying to you.
How are you going to do an ultrasound with double-sided?
At one point she goes, oh, she's like, oh, you've put on 10 pounds when you should have put on 8 pounds. You're going to have a fat baby. You're going to need a C-section. And then we were like, okay, that's it. We're done.
Is this...
but our sonogrammist that we went to, she was super cool.
Uh-huh.
And we asked her for a recommendation. She's like, well, I wasn't going to say anything. But the woman you're seeing now
is a lunatic.
I've only heard bad things.
Yeah.
And so she gave us a short list, and our doctor was on the top of the list. And we went to, again, back to Yelp.
Yeah.
5 stars. And when it all came down to it, it's like, oh, he does know everything.
Yeah.
The procedures went, my wife healed so quickly.
Oh, good.
Beautiful incision. The circumcision, c'est magnifique.
Now, what are you going to say to people, because we live in L.A., who are intactivists?
And that's just my opinion. I'm not bad-mouthing some doctor. IMO.
No. Yeah.
IMHO, in my humble opinion.
No, but what are you going to say to people who talk about leaving the foreskin intact? Because there are people who will now protest your baby. I hope you know this.
Good. Well, good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, they can tune into WGFY.
Oh, God. WGFY.
Hey, welcome to WGFY.
Go friend yourself?
Go friend yourself. Go foreskin yourself.
Go for...
They presented you with 2 lists and several articles of pros and cons.
Yep.
the list of pros is as long as my arm.
Right.
The list of cons is it hurts. I'm like, yeah, no, I know it hurts. They're cutting skin off of him.
Well, coming through a birth canal is no tickle party either.
Nothing happening that day is pleasant.
Yes.
Because I remember you hearing about somebody like that. Oh, here's footage of a kid being circumcised. Listen to him scream. I'm like, yeah, sounds just like when he was taken out of my wife.
Right. Yeah. Hey, you don't have to convince me. We mutilated our son's genitals. Is how people put it.
Not the genitals. Well, I guess they're all genitals. I'm thinking testicles.
But yeah. That's how people put it. And I tell them, and I've said this story in the podcast before, but I'll repeat it because I think it's worth repeating.
Yeah.
Whatever you do to your kids' privates, as long as it doesn't affect me and my kid, is fine. I don't care. If you want to give him a mohawk circumcision, or you want to take nothing off, or all of it off, or, clip him in the balls to show him who's boss, whatever, I don't care. As long as it doesn't affect me, because I got such a shitload, a ration of criticism from crunchy, and I am a crunchy person anyway, but like uber super duper crunchy moms that were just mortified and horrified at what we did.
That is so pretentious and so
get ready as a parent. That's what's coming at you.
Good. Bring it on. Because it's like, show me the stone where it's set in stone. This is how you have to raise your child.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going to steal that. Show me the stone.
I got that from Vince McMahon, head of the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Ooh, look at you.
Show me the stone.
You love wrestling.
That's so fun.
I know.
I can't wait to watch it with my kid.
Oh my God, you guys are going to be like on the floor wrestling each other. But yeah, so I'll tell this.
How dare anyone
assume
to tell, like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
And it's like this, like the cons, it's, it hurts. It might cut down on sensitivity. It's like, I don't need to come any quicker than I already do,
Amen, brother.
Well, you know what, Aaron? That's what he says when he orgasms. That is highly inappropriate.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. And his fiance's like, hey, my nephew. So I've told this before.
I love this story.
Yes. Oh, you know this story?
Yes.
Did I tell you this story?
You told last time we spoke. You told me because we had the circumcision discussion.
Okay, so just real quick, just to finish it off real quick. I asked him. He was not circumcised until he was 13.
Right.
He knows what a penis can do with foreskin, without foreskin. I was on the fence. My husband was a little bit on the fence, but I was more like.
I wanted all the information I could.
Sure,
absolutely. And this story really helped me as well.
Well, this is, again, I didn't want to sway you, but I was like, this is what my nephew told me.
Right.
He was 25 at the time. He said, look, I prefer it circumcised. I've had it both. He made that choice because Jews. He did it. That was his choice. He was 12, or 13 almost, whatever. I don't know if I would ever do that, but that's the choice we made for our son. Now, that said, we also circumcised our daughter. What's good for the goose is good for the...
Oh, I should mention, I'm forcing my baby to wear these very narrow shoes.
Yes, bind his feet now.
Big time.
I know, and you're going to get a lot of... You're going to get criticism from... It depends who you hang out with and who you allow into your life, but...
Well, I don't have any friends.
Oh, you'll be fine. But if your mom, oh my God, I do that so much. If your wife,
wow,
I do that a lot. I call my husband my brother sometimes.
Wow, look at you.
It's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot of background stuff.
That's interesting. What do you think that means?
I think it means that we have a special connection, and our foreplay is our foreplay. Thank you very much.
Amen, brother.
AB.
He's sitting on on that vibrating.
Oh my God!
Chair thing.
This one.
The Hitachi. What is that? What am I thinking?
I let him talk one time.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So your wife might go to like mommy and me groups. I don't know if she has already started to go. He's still kind of little, but like she'll make friends, and there will be, one of those moms that's like, please, please, please tell me Jack is eating only organic solids.
Right.
Like, there will be that person.
Sure.
It's usually me. No. But it's like, there will be a person like that that's all about the cloth diapers. Like, that
Right.
to me is bullshit. Cloth diapers is your way of trying to look like you care.
All of it is.
That's my opinion.
It's all a show.
Nobody is enjoying cloth diapering.
No.
It's all about like,
Because you're
hey,
either
guys.
scrubbing it yourself,
No, God.
or you're sending it out to some company that's sending you back some other kid's cloth diapers.
Yes. And that van or truck is using gas just like everybody else. I mean, it's all just
We're all
bullshit.
guilty.
I get it. I get why people do it. And they're like, but look, it's a cute little, like, they take pictures of their kid and like the homemade, but I made this from my hair that's been falling out postpartum. And like they, create.
Horrifying.
It's just, yeah. Etsy is making money on it, but that's
I don't
about
know
it.
what this guilt that they're trying to alleviate themselves
Right.
from or something. It's
this
like,
new little person is not leaving a carbon footprint, but yet they'll tell you that your 11-week-old baby is already leaving a carbon footprint.
well, then we should all just blow our brains out.
I agree with you, because then where does it end? Where's the line? Where do you just go, okay, so can I just live a normal human life now, or does everything have to be
I didn't set up the rules. Like, why are you taking it out on me? Like, I'm not the one who's like making us drive these combustible engine cars that we've had for a century.
Absolutely.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is the deal. This is how it is. It's like George Carlin said, the planet's going to be fine. It's us that are in trouble.
I love that bit. by
Love
the
that
way.
bit.
That's such a great bit.
St. George, where is he?
Where he talks about all
Also
the shit that
circumcised.
very circumcised. Don't ask me how I know, but sometimes I Google image stuff. In between chores.
It's hot stuff.
I love that bit because it talks about like all the things that Earth has been through.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and so you think some plastic bags are going to fuck up this planet?
Right.
I love that bit. He's genius.
It's just, it's...
Can I talk about something real quick?
I'd love to.
This is kind of a tangent. I mean, it's still on topic of comedy. Someone contacted me today, and they work for like one of the big like TV gossip shows. Like those Access, Entertainment Tonight, those type of shows, right?
I love those shows.
Right? And she said, oh, we're doing a big story about this Amy Schumer is a joke thief thing.
Oh, I read that.
Right?
Yeah.
I know Wendy
Did she get you
Liebman-
too?
No. I mean, I don't think so. Unless she's talking about kids she never had, because all my material is now mom stuff. But wouldn't that be funny if she's like, my friend who has kids, and then launches into, yeah. I mean, I don't think so. But
Hey, you got to get that fine-tooth comb out.
what do you think about this? Just because it just came out, and
Yeah.
I emailed her my thoughts.
Emailed Amy? Oh, no. The girl from the show.
From the show.
Okay.
And I said, here's what I think. I think Amy Schumer is a decent stand-up comic.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's good. She's good. But it's not, the reason I bring it up, George Carlin, it's not like, look at George Carlin and how his mind worked.
Right.
And how obsessively funny he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I say obsessively because I'm friends with Kelly, and she's even been on the podcast, and she says that she found just bags of like tissues or things he would write ideas on, and he
Yeah.
would collect them, and he'd categorize. I mean, he was always thinking and always writing things down and making notes and Post-its and all this stuff. Nobody, I don't think, ever accused him of stealing jokes. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I've never heard any of that. Have you ever heard like anyone saying, "Oh, Carlin"?
No, I mean, I don't. I've never heard anybody say it, but like there is the different phases of Carlin. There definitely was when you get into the '90s and the more angrier stuff. You could see maybe he was influenced or appreciated what Bill Hicks was doing. Maybe
Sure,
but
sure.
I mean, it was just
But
it was also
at the times.
At the time, that's
Right.
Exactly.
And I don't think anyone ever accused,
But
let's say
to answer
Chris
your
Rock.
question, no.
Chris Rock. No one's ever
No.
said Chris Rock.
No one ever said the divine Richard Pryor was stealing.
Right. But I think what happens is, and again, I think Amy Schumer's movie was funny, and I think her show is funny.
John Cena, professional wrestler, was in Trainwreck.
That's right.
There you go.
He played her boyfriend, right?
played Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
A different wrestler that she dated.
Which was he was actually really great in that. But I think that when you hold someone up to a pedestal of this is a great comic, unfortunately, then it's like Swiss cheese. You start seeing through all the stuff with Patrice O'Neal, that bit that was very, very similar. I don't know if you remember on her special, Wendy Liebman's bit on her special.
Sure.
But I have a problem with, there's a bit Kathleen Madigan did, funny bit about dieting, and she's like, Oprah Winfrey's so rich, and I'm butchering it. She could hire someone to just slap food out of her face. I know this bit. It's a genius bit. Kathleen Madigan is ridiculously funny.
Brilliant.
Oprah could hire someone to just slap food out of her face. Every time she wants to eat something, someone just comes over and just slaps out of her face. So then one thing that they compared to was a sketch that Amy did on her show called the Slap Chef, where every time you want to eat a burger, a chef comes over and slaps it out of your face. Funny idea.
Very funny.
Now, is that, my question to you, and that's why I bring it up, is that 100% Amy Schumer stealing?
No, because
she has writers.
She has a team of writers, so you don't know who pitched the idea.
Who pitched the idea, who greenlit it, who okayed it, who decided to produce it. Should she have known that was a Kathleen Madigan bit? I knew it was.
So well, that's also part of why, because like when I wrote on the Pete Holmes Show, we would be pitching ideas for the monologue and be like, no, so and so has a bit about that, or so and so talked about that on whatever. So there is that's why you have those channels of, or that something goes through of approvals of like, oh, I had this idea. It's not on Amy to know every comedian's material.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's also, you're going to we're all comedians. How many different things are there to talk about?
So I feel like that's I get why Kathleen would be angry. Mm-hmm. I get it. Like, oh, that was a really strong bit that I had years back, and now it's turned into a sketch, and it's on Comedy Central, and Amy Schumer is blowing up, so this sketch is blowing up, and she's getting credit for it. I get it. That is very, very, very frustrating. Yeah. And maybe it was blatantly stolen, but maybe it was just pitched by someone.
But I mean,
they didn't know. I'm not trying to defend Amy. I'm just trying to say, like, this is not so cut and dry. And that's what I emailed my friend on this Hollywood gossip show.
It doesn't feel like, like when Carlos Mencia was getting shit from people about like Louis stuff or Bill Cosby stuff.
Right.
Where that it almost felt because I mean when it's a routine and you're the sole person, it almost feels like word for word.
It's on your shoulders.
And it's also something if it's Bill Cosby himself, which is a special, I would assume not just every comedian has seen, most Americans have seen.
You should, the day you decide to do comedy, you should sit down and watch like 3-4 things.
Just sit back,
and that should be one of them.
Throw a pill in your drink, relax.
So I pitched a monologue joke for a writing packet that I wrote, and I really feel bad, but I thought it was funny. But it was, when Cosby was getting sued by those women, like this was a few weeks back, and then he was kind of countersuing them for defamation.
Right.
And I was like, Bill just said, ladies, can't we just talk about this over some drinks? And I thought it was funny. Is it funny, right?
That's funny.
Well, whatever. I didn't get. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Hey, well, that's the struggle of writers.
It's a struggle, but I wanted to go off topic real quick because I just do feel like we can't know everything all the time,
right?
But also, everyone's trying to bring down Amy Schumer.
Well, that's what also happens. You get to a certain level, and
then it's like,
then it becomes.
People are like the crabs trying to get out of the bucket.
Yeah.
They're just like, everyone's like, no, how dare you?
I think also, especially for a woman, you get that more of like, well, no, now we must destroy her.
Right.
I'm not, and not necessarily anybody's out to destroy Amy Schumer, but it's like,
trust me,
she's in the spotlight, and that when you shine that much light on someone, you become a target.
Yeah. And people, you don't even know how many times people ask me like, so what do you think about Amy Schumer now? And they expect me to be like bitter and jealous. And I'm like, good.
Really?
Yes, good. I want her to be extremely, extremely successful, because then that just makes it easier for other female comics to, let's say, star in a movie or star in a show. Or, I mean, it's good for everyone. That is, whether you are, unfortunately, a thief or not, or whatever the case may be, or original or not that original, you definitely, I want her to do well, but I don't want people now to start targeting her as if she is a Carlin, giving her this moniker of like, female, like comedian of the year type of thing.
No, she's very, very funny, but I don't think she's like the voice of a generation.
That's
or
what I'm
something.
saying. That's what I'm trying to articulate. I'm not articulating.
She's not Lenny Bruce. She's not
right.
It's like, it's like what we were talking about up top, where there's a difference between just being funny and then really tapping into your soul, and exposing it on stage.
Have you done parenting jokes yet? Have you done
a couple
baby jokes?
But they are just, it feels like they are just like jokes, and I'm not really talking about my real feelings and fears and being vulnerable about it. Like one joke I've been doing where I'm like, so far my son, he's pooped on me, he's peed on me, and he's puked on me. He hasn't come on me yet, but here's hoping.
That's hilarious.
I'd say it's funny, but it's also
great.
But it's just a joke. It's not.
But why are you being so hard on yourself? What do you want it to be?
Because I want to be. I want more. I have a lot more to say that I feel like I'm not saying.
But is it because it's new, or you're scared to really delve into all that? Or because he's just 11 weeks old and you haven't really dealt with a lot?
I feel like it's just everything with me on stage where I'm like, I want to be more honest with the audience and really bare my soul about
what would be the most
everything. It's not just having a kid.
Okay.
That I realize, because it's just it is scary to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think I should be doing more of that as opposed to just being a clown and being funny.
Okay.
Like being more like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce and George Carlin. But like George Carlin he would do all of it. He would be honest, he would be angry, but he would also be like, you ever notice this when you put on your sneakers?
Yeah, right.
Whereas like Richard, it's like, I mean, it's like it feels like we know every aspect of his life and his psyche and his soul.
Yeah. Like on a cellular level.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what would be the biggest...
maybe that is a lot of pressure to put on myself.
Well, that is a lot of pressure, but...
But it's just because I care. I care about comedy, and I care about the audience. And I'm like, I want to connect with them. I want to relate to them. I want them to relate and connect with me. And I want it to be I would like it to be more than just funny. I would like it to be, I don't know.
I would think that you would
important
have something
or memorable or something.
But I think as a parent, right, lack of sleep, that makes you vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, start from that place.
It might be just having a son now is why I'm at this point where I'm like, I need to be doing more substantial stuff on stage.
Ah.
Oh.
What does that mean? I don't know. Because you want to make him proud?
Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I realize what's important, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing enough of that.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying.
See what I mean?
Yes. So before you were just like, make them laugh, right? And now you're like, you want to maybe unveil a little bit more, like peel open the onion a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I am smarter and I care a lot more than I realize I am giving the audience on stage. That's where my head's at right now.
So why don't you start from a place of something that you would never, ever say, not even just on stage, just even to anybody.
I know.
And start from there, almost like work backwards.
It's scary.
It's very scary.
I know.
Yeah.
It's exciting, though. It's almost liberating in a way. Like, I look at my set and I'm like, yeah, like I need to...
But what is something like that? Like right now, think of something that... Is there something that scares you? Is there something like feelings that came up that when you became a parent, you were like, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, I'll tell you, Well, here's something I've never told anyone.
Okay.
Because when my parents came to town for the baby. So they were here for like 2 weeks or whatever. And my mom, did she change a diaper or didn't she? Whatever it was, like I am daddy diaper duty.
Nice.
I'm almost dare say enjoying it.
Good.
Like I like it's I said to somebody, it's my new favorite video game. Changing the diaper, like making sure he doesn't pee on me or in his. He peed in his mouth before I left to come here.
Yeah.
Is he gonna die?
No. My kid did that. Yeah.
Shooting, squirting shit across the table, like ah.
Yeah.
So it's like the clock is ticking. I got the new diaper ready. Like wipe him down. He looks a little red. Put a little some of the rash stuff on it. It's fun. My mom said, and I'm the youngest of 3. My dad never changed a diaper in his life.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that almost explains a lot. It's like you feel that, not that he was like an absent father or something,
right?
But it's just that I'm like, yeah, that intimate thing wasn't there. Mm-hmm. But then I thought about it. I was like, no, he definitely changed a diaper because I have a clear memory of being like 6 or 7, being a bedwetter, and like one of the solutions was I just wore diapers to bed.
I wish I had that. I pissed the bed until I was 8.
They had like a plastic thing around the mattress.
Yeah.
And eventually what we did is they got like this pad you put down that's connected to this like alarm. And so you start peeing in it, so it trains you to wake up when you start peeing. So it's like this thing. I thought it was so neat because the way to test it is you could put a penny on the pad and it would make the alarm go off.
Because there's copper in our urine?
I guess so, or something.
What?
But here's the memory I had, because I remember, how when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I don't want to brush my teeth, I don't want to wash my hands. I put wiping my butt in that same category. Like, oh, this is just some boring adult chore I have to do that I'm not interested in.
Right.
And I remember my dad putting a diaper on me one night. I'm like 6 or 7. Clear memory. And him being like, oh, Matt, go wipe your bottom. And like having to get out of bed and go into the bathroom. I mean, humiliating.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the kind of stuff I need to be talking about more on stage. I don't know.
I think it's great.
Never told that to anyone. And I dare.
That you wet your bed? That you wet the bed, or that you had to wear a diaper?
No, that my dad had to change me and like tell me to go wipe my butt because I was a filthy young man.
But I mean, I understand how not.
And I'm sure he doesn't remember that at all.
He probably doesn't. Yeah. But
I remember one of the older kids from the neighborhood was over like to babysit me or whatever, and he like went in my closet and like found like the big box of diapers, and I'm like, oh, well, they're just for accidents. Mortified.
Do you think that this is going to make you a better dad, like for your kid, that you can relate to him, like if he's older and he has accidents?
Yeah.
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 100%. I was terrified that who's now 5-year-old, when we were going through potty training and all that he was going to wet the bed and have all these accidents just like me, and not one.
Ugh.
0.
Let me tell you something. That scene in Billy Madison when they're at like Plymouth Plantations or whatever, and the kid pees his pants. It's like, it's right now, even just talking about it, it's like I'm having such an emotion. Like I am mortified for that kid.
Yes.
And like that feeling of just like what, so isolating, so humiliating.
Do you think back to maybe why you peed your pants? Did your siblings pee their beds or their pants?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you think back what happened? Because I have a theory for me.
I was babied by my parents and especially my mother for still. I remember being 14. I was in 8th grade and politely asking my mother, can you stop cutting my meat for me at dinner? Like, it was a really awkward experience. And I bet they don't even remember that either.
Is it because she was wiping your butt while she was
I think it's
her?
Well, my brother and my sister are. It's because I was wearing my diaper at dinner. Like my brother and sister are 9 and 10 years older than me.
Oh.
So I've always been the
Oh,
baby.
yeah. Okay. I
Like-
totally can relate. My brother was
Yeah.
8 years older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you the youngest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That I can totally. So it was just a different generation. I mean, you were in a completely different.
But it was like I was not included in anything. It felt
right.
There were like overhearing when I'm with other parents and they have the kid there and they're talking about the kid in third person to you while the kid's sitting there as though the kid is completely oblivious that he's being talked about. I hate that.
Really?
Because I remember being a little kid and being talked about like I wasn't even there, and they're having a discussion about me as though I was too stupid to like know.
And they wouldn't let you respond, like if they were like, "So, what's Matthew studying in school?"
It's like, "Oh, well, Matthew really enjoys art." You know, he's like, "Well, we're trying to get him into swimming, but he's a little more, But I'm."
And you couldn't say anything.
Well, it's also it's. Oh, he's just a little kid. What does he know? Like that's something that I won't do with my kid or kids. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like it's I don't know what the word I'm looking for, disrespectful or just it's belittling.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That you are insignificant and you don't matter.
Oh my God. That just brings up so much.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. 100%.
You feel insignificant.
That is such a it's so hard right now because that's where we're at with our 5-year-old.
Right.
Because
you think they don't hear.
So I try to give him a voice.
Yeah.
I try to say, look, your feelings are legitimate.
Yeah.
Because my feelings were never of anyone's concern. If I was upset about something, my parents, I'm like, it's so cliche to say this, but they were like, shut up and sit down.
Wow.
Like that is the cliche that you hear, but that was my life. It's like, it doesn't matter what you feel. No, but I'm scared right now. I was at a slumber party, way too young to go to a slumber party, but my parents let me go, and they were doing like all that scary, like look in the mirror 3 times and say like, Mary, whatever. What was her name?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary, thank you. Bloody Mary 3 times, and she'll appear, and I came home, and that was it. I was sure that she was like behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And so I'm crying and crying and crying, and I'm asking my mom to come in and lay down with me, and she was just like, cut it out. And this is, imagine, cut it out in Russian. It's a lot more spitting.
What does it sound like?
Перестань!
Ugh.
That's what it is. Which is the same word for roast beef sandwich. No, but it's all the words sound the same. All the words in Russian just sound aggressive. But перестань is like knock it off, like just cut it out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm really, really scared. And they would not. If my kid, are you kidding me? My kid is scared in the middle of the night or at any point,
Right.
I have gone around with his Batman flashlight, and I'm like, tell me what part is scary. He's like, up there in that corner. And I like shine the flashlight in that corner, and I'm like, oh, you mean this like little dust? Let me get that dust out of there. And like, I'll make like a game out of it, and I'll make sure that everything is addressed because I remember thinking, fucking Bloody Mary, this bitch is out to get me. She is not playing around.
See, I feel like I would be more, because I also don't want to baby him.
And that's what I was going to say. My husband, his father, my husband remembers his dad hugging him, he says maybe 4 times.
Wow.
And again,
tough.
No diapers. And my father-in-law boasts, oh, I've never had to change a diaper in my life. Well, that's a little douchey.
Yeah, that sucks.
Considering you have 2 kids and a grandson who's 12 and now my kids.
I think it's an amazing thing. It's like my son lays there and looks me in the eye, and I'm like, I love you, dude.
Yes.
I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, my God.
There's nothing I enjoy better so far than him crying and me getting him to stop crying. Me being like, it's fine, dude. Don't worry.
It's magic.
Like that's, if he's scared to death about something, I'll be like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing's going to get you.
Right.
But not like, oh, don't worry, like overdoing it.
Overdoing it, not good either.
But I'm also not going to be like, sit down.
Get over it.
Yeah. Let me check Facebook. You know what's scary is this only has 4 likes. That's scary. No retweets.
Oh, God. There was an article when my first kid was maybe a year old that I saw that a woman was checking Facebook and her kid drowned in the bathtub.
That was horrifying.
Because she forgot about him.
I don't understand that. If it wasn't Facebook, it was going to be something.
It was going to be something else.
I remember hearing about, like, because you get these people who, like, forget their kid is in the car, and then they get out and they go to Filene's basement, and then they
There's the wedding dress situation where everyone's going to Filene's.
One woman, she's like, every time I have the kid in the car, I remember to take my shoe off. Because then once I get out of the car, I'm like, oh, why don't I have a shoe on? Oh, the baby's in the back seat. I'm like, so you remember to take your shoe off, but you can't remember there's a human.
How?
It makes no sense to me.
Why are you having kids? Why are you having
these
kids?
are the people having the most kids. And no wonder the universe is like, no, I have to kill your baby because you cannot bring any more idiocy into the world.
I mean, it's true. It's like, I get that there are, things that maybe happen, like oopsie daisies.
Like, I'm cleaning my kid, and I'm like, oh, geez, his fist is full of, lint. My bad. That's the most neglectful I have been to my child. I'm not going to leave him in a tub of death.
No. I mean, when I read that, and of course, when you're a first-time parent, you read everything, and you're like, oh, my fucking God. Like, it just paralyzes you with fear.
And then that's what we've realized. We're like, all of this stuff contradicts itself as well, and the only thing that's really worked the best is our instincts.
Yes. Yes. And if I can give you any advice, just stick with that.
Yeah.
Because when I don't follow my gut, when I don't follow my instincts, and then I'm constantly, excuse me, I had salami earlier, I'm constantly second guessing myself. And then I beat myself up for not looking at my kid and going, I knew something was up. I knew he had an upset stomach or something else was wrong or, or.
That's what somebody told me. I asked a comic very early on. I was like, any advice? He had 4 kids or whatever. He's like, any advice? And he's like, you know what to do. You know how to raise a kid. You know what to do. And I was like, thank you.
But you're going to have questions.
No doubt.
You will.
And there's small things here and there. You're like, oh, we'll try this, try that. He's fussy. Like, we'll try burping him in the middle of the feeding. Try doing, that works. Okay, we'll do this. Like, he doesn't like that. Fine.
Right.
It's perfect.
Yeah. That's a good attitude. That's definitely not a Jewish attitude.
It's not a very Catholic attitude either.
Yeah, but Catholic guilt.
Irish
Catholic fear and anxiety. Yeah, but it's different. You guys
totally
are all
different.
about oh shit, I'm going to be struck down by lightning.
Oh, you're already in the red.
Right. When you're born, you're evil.
You already screwed up.
Right. But Jewish guilt and anxiety is completely different. It's all, matriarchally driven.
Right.
It's all just comes from, so this is back to why I think I pissed my pants and the bed for many years.
Yeah, why?
I think it's because my parents, when they were potty training me, there's no real potty train. Nobody in Soviet Russia is reading a book about the best way to potty train. There's nobody reading about sleep training in communist Russia, right?
Yeah.
So when I was little, we were immigrating, right? When do you start potty training? 2, let's say. We were immigrating, and I don't think they had time to thoroughly really sit down with me and teach me that, sit in the potty and it's safe. Because when kids, now this is something, please take this to heart. When kids learn to poop in a bathroom, like a toilet, they think part of their body is leaving them, and it's psychologically, it really fucks them up.
Really?
Yes. So many people I've talked to, their kids, they'll pee in a potty or on the toilet, but to poop is like they're freaked out.
Wow.
My kid was the same way. So I think when that was happening, my parents just like, come on, let's go. The train is leaving. Like we were like piling up on a train. You know what I mean? And like, let's get the boxes. Let's go, everybody. Middle of the night. It's very secret. And then no one is going to take the time to be like, are you feeling safe with your urine?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think it was a stressful time for me. And it was just, I was like on edge.
Did you forget anything? There's a piece of me in the toilet. Shut up. Sit down.
Shut up and sit down. And so I think that's why I pissed the bed. And also I was beat heavily. Anyways.
Yeah?
Were you hit as a kid?
No. Well, I got spanked.
When people say spank, then I envision it like rat-tat-tat on your bottom.
It was like, do I need to pull your... I will pull your pants down right now and
You mean
spank
diapers. You mean diapers.
My diapers, I know. I think that's why the bed would... No, man, it's true. I'm fine with it.
All right. But I was like, when I say, people say spanked, I imagine just like they took the palm of their hand and went boop, boop, boop on your bottom. I was beat with several parts of the body.
That's terrible.
Like the back of the hand, the front of the hand, an elbow maybe.
It would just come from out of nowhere
Choke
sometimes?
you out. No, it was all provoked.
No. I mean, but like you'd be standing there and say something smart and then boom.
Oh, yeah.
It was reactionary.
Yeah.
See, mine, it was like the culmination of...
Sure.
And then it was, this is the punishment. Get over here and you're going to get spanked. And now go sit on the stairs, think about what you did.
Oh, wow. They did that.
Yeah.
That was kind of progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But very rarely.
Where did you grow up?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Okay. So, New England, cold, Irish.
Definitely.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
You're not obviously, are you going to spank your kids? Again, I don't mean to say obviously, that's like one of those parent things that I just complained about.
No.
Whatever you choose to do is fine, but you're not going to.
I don't foresee a situation where I need to hit the kid.
Oh, you'll want to.
I'm sure.
I know it's hard to look at an 11-week-old and be like, one day I'm going to want to choke you.
That being said, like I have no qualms about disciplining him and being stern and frank, and like I was a lifeguard for many years, so I already have that. Like, hey, stop, hey, knock it off.
Right.
All right, come here, sit down, sit. No, you're staying there.
But a lifeguard in Rhode Island, so that was like what, 2 weeks out of the year?
God bless you. I taught 4-year-olds swimming lessons.
Oh, then you have a patience of a pope.
And like being
That's
like,
wonderful.
All right, everybody sit like I think back that now on that now, and I'm like,
you were in charge of their lives.
Like convincing a 4-year-old to stick there for like, all right, blow some bubbles for me.
Yeah,
all right, that's
yeah.
good. Keep kicking. Convincing them that you're not going to die. This isn't going to kill you. It could. If you don't listen to me, it could.
Listen, yeah.
Listen up, everybody. Ears and eyes open. Don't die.
I want, when your kid is 4, I want to have a conversation with you because you taught a group of 4-year-olds swimming, but when you have to teach just your kid,
Just him.
It's going to be
Well, I remember I did some teaching to my niece when she was around that age of, you hold them under the belly and they're floating there.
Yeah. It's just, everything's different when it's your kid.
I bet.
Everything is magnified. There's just, everything is like more, the colors just brighter. And like, when I think about, again,
you gotta keep some distance.
Exactly.
You gotta keep some perspective of like, all right, relax. Everybody relax.
Everybody relax. That's going to be your daddy mantra.
Big time.
Yeah.
My dad's mantra was simmer down.
That's
Enough
a good
with
one.
the ruckus. He was big into flipping the lights on and off.
Oh, to get your attention?
Yeah, or like everybody's being too loud, flipping the lights on and off.
That's an interesting one. Maybe I will try like a bell that my 5th grade teacher used to do. Mrs. Gale would just ring a bell violently in your face to kind of get you to shut the fuck up.
My first grade teacher, Sister Francel, she used to call us babies, but she would sing it like she'd go B-A-B-Y. Like if some kid was starting to get upset or like cry, or like B-A-B-Y.
Oh, lesbians.
Yeah. Well, she's definitely dead.
Oh, okay. Well, then she got what she deserved. I want to sit and chat with you some more, but I have kept you long enough.
Wow.
And
I felt like we talked for 5 minutes.
20 minutes. Well, okay, I was going to say 20. Okay, 5.
25
minutes. But this was good stuff. I'm excited for you.
Thanks. I'm excited too.
Yeah.
It's, I like comedy always felt like a calling. It's what I wanted to do since I was small. And, maybe because of, I needed attention, but I also needed control.
Right.
But it's
bladder control.
Fuck
I'm sorry.
You are that 10 points.
I'm sorry.
10.0.
Besides this going out to the entire planet, I will never bring it up again. I'm sorry. That's
no,
so
you
insensitive.
should. I'm exploring who I am and the experiences that I have lived through.
I can say that to you. I pissed my pants in school on the bus.
That's the worst.
I had to
the way to school?
On the way to school.
You sat there all day?
In pissed pants.
This is what I'm going to be thinking when I hug you goodbye. I want to hug you right now.
Right in my crotch. Right in my wet crotch.
We're going to hug, and then we're both going to start feeling very warm. And we'll be like, which one of us is peeing?
That's hilarious. Yes, more control. So your calling was comedy, but you feel like your calling maybe is also
Well, now
fatherhood?
I feel like I have purpose.
Yeah. That's what I like to ask people.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to cockblock your career, having a kid?
No, because we're very... Glennis is a performer as well. Mm-hmm. Not stand-up, but like improv and acting and music.
Yeah.
And it's... Like, we've had the discussion, too, where it's like, look, I need to be going out at night, going to shows, even if I'm not booked on shows, find a show or show my face at a show.
I know, you got to show your face.
It's tough. I was amazed when I saw you at the Improv that night. It was sort of like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, she just had the kid.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, he's going to be up in 4 hours. Do I go to another show or do I go back? I'm like,
I know.
Like, you're amazing.
I know, but I just feel you have to. Unfortunately, you have to.
That's what it is. So it's we have like this understanding of, I'm doing everything I can, diapers, bottles, whatever, changing, and then it's like burping, comforting, being there, doing it. But it's like, as long as I'm doing that during the day, it's like, I got to leave you guys here at night for right now.
Well, I'm glad you were here during the day. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
My website is thisismattmccarthy.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Twitter at McCarthyRedhead.
Yeah.
And I have a podcast. Guess what it's about?
What is it about?
Pro wrestling.
Wrestling.
We watch wrestling.
I want you to look me up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Everybody should look me up on Instagram. It's Kira Comedy. I follow 2 people, Matt McCarthy.
Shut up. Am I one of the 2?
And my friend Chandrella Avery. That's it.
I love you.
I don't do anything on Instagram, but you I follow. I'll do more one day. All right, sir, we got to go. There's wrestling on somewhere.
There is. What day is it? It's Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
There's NXT's on tonight. Lucha Underground is starting next week. Oh,
what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
We got to go.
Let's go.
So that was my talk with Matthew McCarthy Redhead on the Twitter. Also, he's a regular on Conan. Look for him on the Conan Show. And look for him on my Instagram page. He's one of the 2 followers on my Instagram, which is Kira Comedy, why am I even giving it out? I don't even know how to log in, honestly. If I had to log in, I would click immediately, forgot username, forgot password. I don't know. I don't know why I even started Instagram, but I am on the Twitter, everybody, at Kira Comedy. And you can also follow the podcast studio at All Things Comedy. And the podcast Twitter is at Kira Soltanovich. Again, I don't know why I have 2. It's kind of pointless, but that's what it is. I also have a Facebook page, everyone. Did you guys know that? Well, you should. There is the Kira Soltanovich Show Facebook fan page. You can go to that and do whatever people kind of do there. There's stuff I'm sure that's done. Hey, Discovery Bay Country Club. In Discovery Bay, California, I'm going to be at you on Saturday, February 20th. I don't know if this is going to come out by then, but I'll be doing something out there. I'll have more info for Palm Desert. I have a show out there Monday, February 22nd. I don't have all the details yet. But that's what I have coming up in the mid to late February. It's a leap year, everybody. Did you know that, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a leap year.
I don't know what we're leaping.
We are. We're going to celebrate like crazy. I have my every 4-year leap year party, you know. You know how those are.
I watch a lot of Quantum Leap.
Yep, Quantum Leap happens. The kids' toy Leapster is a big hit in my house.
Is it a frog?
Yes, it is. We have a Kwanzaa broom. Everybody leaps over that. I'm really stretching now. I really don't know why I'm keeping, you know.
I think if you jump a broom, doesn't that mean you're married?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what happens. Okay. We leap over that. Yeah, it's a leap year. So, you know, Party City is going to have all their leap year accessories to decorate. All right, I don't know what that is. What else is happening? Information I wanted to give you guys about my special Signed, Sealed, Delivered. It is, we have a distribution deal. That's exciting. I will have more info, but I just wanted to give everyone an update. I know I haven't really brought it up in a long, long time, but my 1-hour special that I shot was about 7.5-ish months pregnant. It's called You Did This to Me. We crowdfunded, we raised money, we worked really hard and blood, sweat, and tears to make it happen, and it's official. We do have a distribution deal, so I'll give you more info as I have it, but I just wanted to share that with everyone here because a lot of the listeners were a part of that and helped make that possible, if they're even still listeners. We'll see. We'll check. We don't know, but
I do.
You listen. Thank you, Aaron. And I'm glad everyone else is listening as well, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.